Grossi Posse Packer Nation. Welcome to an episode of Podcast, a podcast where you're going to be a Packers fan, but it sure does help. I'm your host, Tom Grossi, and we are here to break down the Green Bay Packers loss to the San Francisco 49ers, 37-20. But before we get to that, I want to do a big shout out and thank you to a brand new Patreon, Wills and Savage. Thank you for joining over at patreon.com/Tom Grossi Comedy. It is much appreciated. Now, getting into things that are not appreciated, our run defense. Yeah, our run defense was straight up trash tonight. This game where there was like a little pocket where we were like, oh man, maybe we can come back. Yeah, that pocket got sewn up real quick. So the Packers were losing 27-0 in the first half. You know, real good stuff. Rodgers going 31 for 39, 326 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 1 in garbage time. Jones 12 for 56 and 1 touchdown. Adams 9 for 138 yards, 11 targets. Graham 4 for 59 with 5 targets. And then Jones was second in the receiver core for 5 targets, so tied with Graham for second place. We only got 1 sack, which was from Kyler Fackrell. So, you know how that went. And just to look at the Packers and just based off those stats and based off the game here, we got away from the running game really quickly. And I think that was because, like in week 12, whether it was a ton of mistakes that we made or whether it was the fact that we went down really early, we just had to get away from our game plan. And I said this from the beginning, if you don't have Aaron Jones, a major part of your game plan, you're most likely going to lose the game, as the Packers have shown throughout the season. And that's what happened tonight. And we got away from the run, and Rodgers made some bad throws. But, I mean, for the most part, it wasn't Rodgers' fault completely. He was under pressure a whole lot. The 49ers had 3 sacks on the night, but a ton more pressures. And I think a big stat here is that Davante Adams. You know, Davante Adams is targeted 11 times, and the next guy is our tight end and our running back, who is targeted 5 times apiece. And our other wide receivers were non-existent. Geronimo Allison had a catch. You know, MVS did nothing. Alan Lazard had a couple catches, but nothing really of note. And, you know, we've talked about it this year, about the Packers needing wide receiver depth, and I think that this game proved that a little bit more. Obviously, the offense wasn't the major part of this problem. I think that lied on the run defense, but I think it would have helped to have a wide receiver. But then again, you're not going to have a wide receiver being able to close those gaps on defense. And so if you take a look at the 49ers stats and just look at the absolute absurdity of them, Jimmy Garoppolo threw the ball 8 times. 8 times. 6 for 8, 77 yards. That's insane. And you're like, wow, where'd they get all those points from? Raheem Mostert, 29 rushes, 220 yards, and 4 touchdowns. On their way to that 4th touchdown, by the way, they just ran it. That's all they did. The entire drive, 7 straight runs for 79 yards. They never passed the ball. Garoppolo didn't have to do a thing all night. Kittle, 1 target, 1 catch. He stayed blocking the entire night. Our run defense was non-existent. The receiver that had the most targets was Deebo Samuel, had 3 targets, and that was in the beginning of the game. They were all run. All they did was run the ball, and we did not have a single answer to it. Now, Blake Martinez, you know, leading the team in tackles again, you know, but we need help, major help at inside linebacker. And yeah, it was a huge problem tonight. And I think if we're going to talk about why the Packers lost, a lot of it does fall on the defense. I think a lot of it falls on the play calling. How many screen passes did you see tonight? How many throws behind the line of scrimmage? These short, dinky passes, and they were there. You know, Davante getting a big catch and run, you know, late in the game. Obviously, there was a throw to Richard Sherman, which obviously ended in an interception. But I think it's just a matter of there seemed to be zero confidence in this offense. And I don't know if that falls on Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if that falls on Matt LaFleur. I think a lot of it, and is credit where credit is due, is that the 49ers are a damn good football team. They definitely are. But as they've shown in games against like the Saints, they can give up a lot of points, and we just did not score. So our offense, really struggled tonight, except in garbage time. And then our run defense was completely and totally exposed tonight. And when you could have a quarterback throw less than 10 times and still kick our ass, that's problematic. That's definitely problematic. Now, to look on the bright side of things, because there's a lot of doom and gloom out there. I gotta say, honestly, with complete sincerity, that when this season started, I put out 2 videos, why the Packers will make the playoffs and why the Packers won't make the playoffs. There was a lot of talk about Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers, if they were going to get along. It's a first-year head coach. There's a lot of new offensive coordinator, a lot of new moving pieces. I didn't know if we were going to have a winning record. I didn't know if we were going to make the playoffs. And what wound up happening is we went 13-3, and we're 1 game away from the Super Bowl. We made the NFC Championship game. And Zadarius Smith and Preston Smith and Adrian Amos and Billy Turner, they have all turned out to be pretty damn good pickups, especially Zadarius and Preston Smith. And for us to do that in our first year has been pretty damn impressive. Now, a lot of people will be talking today and over the coming months of the offseason about Aaron Rodgers and about if we should draft another quarterback. And I think we're at the point where we're not there yet, to be completely honest. I think that considering how late our draft pick is, maybe we do it the year prior, the year after, and do it, a year down the line, because I think we can still win with this football team. We made it to the furthest that we could possibly go without making it to the Super Bowl. And I think that this team has a ton of talent on it, and I think we're just getting started. I think Matt LaFleur has a ton of potential. I think he has a bright future with this team. And I think if you're a Packers fan, you have a lot to hang your hat on. We were 1 yard shy of getting the first seed. You take back that Eagles game, we make the first seed. And there will be a lot of people out there who say that the Packers didn't play real teams, which I disagree with. The Packers, they played their schedule, and at the end of it all, they lost 4 games. That's pretty damn good. I mean, you ask the New Orleans Saints, they would have loved to be in the NFC Championship game. You ask any of the teams that are sitting at home, they would love to be in the position that we are in. And so, win, lose, or draw, I think that this team, they definitely got some bright spots to look forward to. There's a lot of holes. They got to shore up an inside linebacker. They got to look at cornerback. They got to look at safety. And they got to look at wide receiver, get some O-line depth. There's things that they need to address. Tight end, I don't know if Jimmy Graham is going to be on this team next year. And Jay Sternberger getting a TD. That was pretty awesome. I think it's just a matter of, we'll see what happens in the offseason. We'll see what we can do. And I think the 49ers really show that, if you believe in the program, they were a terrible team. They were the number 2 pick during this offseason. They were the number 2 pick in the draft. And they were able to get a game changer in Bosa. And now they're going to the Super Bowl. And I think that the Green Bay Packers are right there. I think they proved that they can make it to the end. And who knows, if this game was played in Lambeau, who knows? I'm not making excuses, but, it might be a whole nother ball game. I remember back in 2016 when we ran the table, we went to the NFC Championship game, and, we got blown out by the Falcons. And Aaron Rodgers is like, one of these days we have to get one of these championship games at home. And we were 1 yard away from doing that. And we came up short. So I think that all in all, it's a great freaking season, man. It's a great freaking season. And I'm really happy to be a fan of this organization. I really, really am. And so while I am very, very disappointed in this outcome, we just keep on rocking the green and gold and we keep on rolling. So we'll obviously have all NFL content for the next couple weeks leading up to the Super Bowl. and beyond that, and then we'll start getting into the draft and all that great stuff. But I want to do a special thank you and shout out to every single new subscriber, every single old subscriber, people who have been here since the very beginning. We're on the precipice of getting 50,000 subscribers, and when we get there, I'll be dropping another video. But I want to thank you because this has been a great season for me. It hasn't been the easiest season, in that I went into a job where I was I was lied to, and I wound up leaving, and I had the podcast to rely upon, and the support that I got from this community has been absolutely incredible, and I really, really appreciate it. And it just happened that my team also went to the NFC Championship game, so thank you. And we will have plenty of reaction videos still coming out. We'll have plenty of stuff coming out, so thank you. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Where can the Packers improve? We got the 49ers and Chiefs, and what should be a very good Super Bowl. A very good Super Bowl, and a congratulations to the 49ers. Congratulations to the Chiefs. Put on a better game than the Rams and the Patriots did last year. Please, let me know what you think. You can always find me at TomGrossiComedy.com or at TomGrossiComedy, all social media you see down below. Check out podcasts on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Spotify, and of course YouTube. And a big shout out and thank you to all the Patreon members over at patreon.com/TomGrossiComedy. But thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. And as always, go Pack Go.